Welcome back to Chateau de Capella. As promised, we said we would share some of what has been happening in the past 12 months at the chateau, and thought to start with the area we turned into the apartment, where we have been living since March 2020.
Nearly 15 months now and counting. Andrew said we will be in there for a maximum of 6 months.
What can I say? Coronavirus and lockdowns have done no favours to our timelines.
This area above the arch on the west side of the property was full of rubbish and debris. We called it the Wild Wild West. After a good clean out, we decided it is the ideal part for our family to live in while we do renovations on the main part of the chateau. The video shows part of this area when we first arrived.
Right, so I'm in Dependence 2. This is looking onto the door back to Dependence 1 where the water is. It's got some windows out. It's got some narrow double doors, another window, some closed shutters at the top. It's fairly large. We've measured it up already, some spare beams. It's just a wooden floor with some pebbles. It has been plastered at some point. Even the beams have got plaster on it, and some of the walls. It's got a new roof, of course. There's a fake partition wall over here. And this, I think, would make a fantastic tidied up indoor eating area. Open those windows up to get some lights. I don't know, a couple of chandeliers or something. So through this door, which is still I'm classifying as part of Dependence 2, you can see the mark up the side and over here, where the stairs went up to that door, which goes into Dependence 3, which is actually the part next to the house above the arch. So we're behind this fake little wall now, looking out the window. Well, there's no windows, we need some stuff to sort that out. The floor is just mud and broken pots and things. Oh, I forgot to say that the floor is very damp in here. There's no running water, but it is very damp. You can see the green on the wall over there where all the moss is growing, and it's all mossy on the ground here. So if I look up through here, you can't see very well. There's a door up through there, which is going into the room above, next to the arch. I can try and put it in perspective if I walk outside. So I'm walking up the double doors of Dependence 2. If I just look back, there's Dependence 1. There's Dependence 2, and the double doors I just walked out of, and that's it. And that is where the stairs go up, and then into the room next to, above the arch. Oh, there's a Dependence 3 in there. My goodness, we have to go and sort that out.
In that clip, you might have seen this window, which became the red door to the apartment. It was swiftly closed by the children to keep parents out.
Rose, what are you doing? Is anybody in there? Hello?
Anyone home?
We're on the outside. Let us in. We're on the outside. Let us in.
Might not have moved in yet, you never know.
It's because you didn't turn up with a plate of baked goods. Where's the cookies or the cake? I'll have to come back later.
Obviously, we had to replace the floor above, and this is what it looked like on top.
This is the top of the hanger. There's the gap down there. There's Josh. So we have water, wash basin. We have window in very good condition. We have ceiling not so good. We have some kind of closety thing I can't see in there if it's water or not. We have a whole collection of books and papers, and then this is the doorway back to the house. So there's the top part of the archway. There's the doorway to get blocked up. Some wooden doors, some electrics, and a whole bunch of mess. There you go.
And this was the rest of the upstairs space we planned to convert.
This is room 36. No,
Dependence 3.
Dependence 3,
First
B,
floor,
Z.
Yeah.
Right, so we are on top of Dependence 3, down through the hole there. And there's open window doory thing. And then this is the back of the room which you access over the broken hanged floor from bedroom 23 or whatever it is. So 4 is absolutely shot, barely holding itself up. This is definitely another make safe activity, isn't it? It doesn't look like much is holding any of that. So there's windows out to the south side and dormer up there, 2 dormers.
Yep.
And more shutters and another window over there, and some kind of rendered plasterboard, some vertical wood across on the far side. Okay.
Works commenced, with new flooring being laid throughout the apartment space. A floor of OSB was laid to enable safe works. We did not want to use a ladder forever to get into the apartment, so a staircase was installed.
Most of the window openings never had windows, as part of the apartment used to be dependencies or outbuildings. It definitely felt more like a home as soon as the windows went in.
The old, crumbly plaster on 2 walls was removed to reveal the beautiful stone, which was then pointed with lime mortar. The ceiling was insulated and covered with lambrey or wooden planks. This tied in beautifully with the old wooden beams. The ceiling is one of our favourite parts of the apartment.
A lot of hard work went into this to get it ready for our family, and we were excited when we could finally move in. We had friends who helped us to get established as soon as lockdown was announced, as well as little helpers who helped with sanding, painting, cleaning, and even eating.
Speaking of eating, we were surprised at how much paint 3-metre-high walls can eat. Always fun when you have a beautiful painter you can trick, and she plays right along.
It feels a bit silly to do some painting. Anyway, do you want to look at me and smile and I'll take a photo? Right? You're doing, do another pose and show me sexy painting and I'll take a photo. Was that sexy or was that construction worker?
Huh, I thought you were only taking a photo. This is how the entrance to the lounge part looked before, and this is it now. If you step back from the doorway, this is the lounge area looking lighter, whiter, and brighter. We bought an old iron chandelier to add some character to the room.
The corner tidied up nicely and is now the spot where our family spends a lot of our time eating, learning, and working. The previous video shows how we started off with little to no furniture, and the table was one of our early blessings.
The bathroom initially looked like this, but we were unable to find taps for the basin during lockdown. We spent weeks brushing teeth over the bath, and when we finally installed the basin and tap, we were all fighting to use it first.
We chose a ready-made kitchen for simplicity during lockdown. It was compact, so we added an oak workbench oiled with linseed. It was heaven to be able to cook warm meals after weeks of eating baguettes, ham, and cheese every day.
Indeed, with the night still chilly, we decided to install a wood burner. The hardware shops were all closed due to coronavirus, but it was possible to order what we needed online and collect from the shop's parking lot. We even found a nice old enamel container in the garden. I should probably say my 6-year-old found it, which scrubbed up nicely as a wood pen. There were big smiles all around the first night we lit a fire and finally had a warm, toasty apartment to sleep in.
With all the necessities in place, it was time for us to beautify our environment. We planted our first plant just next to the red door to the apartment. A few homely touches, and the once derelict apartment became a cozy family home. Even our 13-year-old cat from England agrees that the interior design has improved enough to meet her high standards.
Next week, we will show you what else has been happening at the main part of the chateau in the last 12 months. If you would like to see what is happening right now, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram by #Château de Capella.
A bientôt.